psychic heat, Kundalini, yoga meditation. As mentioned in the Zen section, that me is another very important popular Buddhist practice. The Buddhism religion in early days have several fictions, Zen for one and me for one. Zne is a large spread early fiction and me means tantric or secret started much later than the most other fictions. Secret doesn't mean it is strict and underground in the darkness, that kind of secret religion. It simply said their idea is an inheritance that Sakyamuni, the founder of Buddhism, passed to his youngest student before he passed away, and this inheritance was not openly talked by himself. Within this me section, the practices are not secret at all. It is open to all the monks. However, since it was passed down in this way, so the tradition of me inheriting is just by mouth, instead of by written books. Therefore, so far the most valuable book in the world is still Tibetan Yoga and Secret Doctrines of W. Y. Evans Wentz. In China there are a number of books written by some researchers and practitioners who have stayed and learned in Xizang for a long time. There are other books and Vedas made by some Xizang Lama themselves. So here I am not going to cover the whole religion theory and practice. I only describe some practical exercises for the health users. The reason mention this simple history, I just want to clarify that don't be scared by the word tantric or secret and think it wrongly to some kind of dark magic. It is not, it is a traditional Buddhism religion and a very nice religion. Here I am not going to copy or abstract the complicated ideas and methods from the books or talks. I will just use my own language to describe my own understanding and ideas. Me method has 3 parts of exercises, not steps, they are combined together and exercise together. Body exercise, sound exercise and visualization exercise. From now on I just call it me. Not only for simplify reason but more impotently there is no other meaningful names I can use. Me defines human has 3 layers, normal or gross body and mind, subtle body and mind, subtlest body and mind. Briefly but not precisely, the normal body and mind is just the bioorganic physical body and the normal consciousness, subtle body and mind is the nadis chakras body and the subconscious, subtlest body and mind is spirit or soul or the similar types in Buddhism idea. The highest layer is the final goal of both me and Zen. Zen takes steps from consciousness to subconscious to spirit without carrying their body and chi or nadis chakras, only focus on spirit and looking for a sudden awakening or illumination. Me in the spirit side takes the same steps as Zen, but in addition to this, me also pays very strong attention to their body strength and flesh, bones and nadis. Body exercise and nadis or chi channels exercise is inseparable. While nadis exercise is a combination of body, sound, breathing and visual meditation all in one. As the part of doable or practical exercise, nadis chakra is the most important in me. And the same as Zen, that spirit achievement is a result. Body exercise methods. Me has many fictions in 11 Zing and certainly they have many exercises respectively. Most of them are similar to the yoga exercise we can see in the world. Some of them are directed from fighting skill sets like martial arts. You can pick any one of yoga or taiji or Shaolin Yijinjing that you are familiar with to be your me body exercise, but put the following point in your mind. Always to visualize your mental nadi or called sushumna in your consciousness to make you realize you have such a channel. Always breathe through this middle channel, yes, based on imagination of course. Always stretch your vertebral column and remember that the movement of your arms and legs are by design to exercise your vertebrae, so that your body power comes from your middle nadi. Body exercise can be anything, even walking, jogging, as long as you use the me mental methodology. But the second layer exercise is me specific and specialized. The full set of exercise includes 1. Yidam visualization, 2. Nadis and chakras visualization and lightning, 3. Body positioning and breathing's mental training exercise, 4. Bindu exercise for Kundalini or psychic heat awakening. Yidam. This is the exercise of human second layer, the subtle layer. Therefore, do not be confused by the word yidam, it is just you yourself. Yidam is your subtle body, the body that is full of nadis or channels, and within these channels chi floating continuously. Yidam is not a god or a Buddha or gurus. Even though some fictions lamas starting training wants the young boys to picture those Buddha images, that is only a religion training like in the Catholic school children to memorize all the saints. You have a Buddha live in your heart is not a item. I would basically skip this Buddha and Guru's visualization and directly image my own subtle body. This is not the first step. It is the step we take at the beginning and all the way to the end or never ending. It is from beginning to end to eventually make yourself or make you believe yourself as such a shape. The purpose is to evolve you from a gross body to a subtle body. In this exercise, nothing we can do or need to do, just picture you as such a body. If you still have not got the idea, search the web with Nadis chakra. There are a lot of pictures showing a transparent human shape with colorful nadis and chakras, that is you. Nadis and chakras visualization. How to visualize your nadis and chakras. In this exercise you will have to do breathing exercise and sound harmony all together. It is not only visual but also feeling to make the immaterial channel materialized. Just like the subconscious training that you keep telling yourself you have it and you can see it, you can hear it and you can feel it until your subconscious realize it and faithfully believe that you have it. Put this clear purpose in mind in the beginning. You shall not be confused when you encounter the various complicated trainings ladder. There are 3 nadis need to be visualized. They visualize the central nadi, e.g. central channel as a red tube or blue tube, the left and right channels are thinner and go side by side with it and meet in the bottom. And then image the air passing through central tube up and down when they inhale and exhale air. And then inhale air into the left tube, go across the central one and then exhale out of the right one. They image the chakras one after another as different color flowers or umbrellas with a lot of more subchakras. Sound exercise is like the singing listen today. Ni uses 6 words as sound humming exercise, om ma nip ni hung. It is like to sing each word in Italy opera resonance, sing in a long sound as long as your breath. For example, they use head resonance to sing om, chest resonance for ma and abdominal resonance for hung. They usually use these 3 for training. It is just like to use these 3 parts resonance as 3 dantians. The sound in these 3 dantians makes vibration to shake the central nadi and its connected 7 chakras. Sound vibration and breathing air floating plus the physical stretch of vertebrae make the visualization feeling. So the so-called visualization is not only mental imagination. Light is also very important. For all the time with breathing and sounding, lightning should also be applied in the nadis and 7 chakras to light them up and shining. 7-point posture of Vairocana. This is a very standard sitting posture of yoga and Zen and me of Buddhism. I assume most readers all know it. If you don't know, check the internet for pictures and videos all over the places. In my own practice, I found several enhancements. One is about the cross-legged sitting. I have seen some in places earlier said that it is not very necessary for double cross or even no need for single cross. Some people said cross-legged sitting will hurt the health of your legs. My experience is, it is a must. Must follow the double cross. You can start with single cross but soon should make yourself comfortable for the double legs. The visualization feeling and spirit awareness is very different for you do double legs or not double legs. It is hurting and the old method did not give a detailed training steps for you to get there. Probably the writers assume you have a master accompany you and direct you all the time or assume you have done your body exercise with achievement already. That means, you must achieve your body exercise before you can sit down with double cross. This is a trick or no trick, only that you ignored the importance of why they always mention this body exercise. If you are a master of yoga posture or taiji or Shaolin martial art master or even you are an athlete of gymnastic, you find you can just sit down with both legs crossed without any difficulty and you are wondering why people are so afraid of this. The second point I want to make here is the vertebrae. It says, make the spinal column straight, like unto a perpendicular pile of Chinese brass coins. Do you know what does that mean? If in your mind that a pile is like a pile of books, chess, then you are so wrong. The Chinese coin is round and has a square hole in the middle to be strung like a pearl string. One pile is 1,000 that equal to the market value of 50 grand of silver. We don't pile them on the table, instead we hang the whole string up from the house beam. So you image each coin represents one of the vertebrae strung on the spinal cord, and some invisible hand pull your hair up, so that your spinal column straight up like this string of coins. The vertebral column is pulled up, not piled up. The third point is to stick the tongue up to touch the upper palate of the mouth. This is also one of the 7 required points, but in Michigan it does not explain too well. I have pointed out this tongue bridge in the chapter of Du and Ren channels that this is to connect the token between Du and Ren for our chi to circulate. Even though he does not have the concept of Du Ren, this bridge is still a must for chi or prana to go through from the head chakra to the throat chakra. 2 major breathing methods. Breathing methods are very normal in meditation. We can say that all meditation have breathing methods. There are 2 major ones in me, and they are the essential exercise of Kundalini Yoga. They are vase breathing and 9-wing breathing. Again, I am not going to teach the step-by-step exercise. These 2 breathing trainings can be found in many books and websites. I only point out that during vase exercise, do not hurt yourself when you are holding your breath. It must be holding, shaking, and melting. When you hold the breath, your mind should work. The purpose is to shake chi into your nadis and chakras and then melt it into your body. Do not recommend to do this as just to exercise for holding breath. Most importantly, for both exercises you should use your imagination to make the breathing exercise as visualization practice. Imaging the air you inhale is brightly clean and full of psychic energy, and the exhale out air is dark brining with dirty gas out of your lung in your body. One more thing is you should have an internal movement to push your stomach up and down. This is a so-called internal exercise, inner Kung-Fu. Bindu and Kundalini. Bindu is not Kundalini, but it is the initial visualization of Kundalini. Kundalini, or called psychic heat, does not come out from nowhere. It is produced by the above-mentioned exercises, visualization, breathing, sound all together. The final step is to blow the Bindu to fire Kundalini up. Bindu is a visualization point. You imaging there is a red character of ancient Indian word, the sound of OH, looks like 3, but it is not the number 3. It is in the middle of your dantian, which is a place 4 fingers below the navel. In term of the 7 chakras concept, it is the bottom chakra, Muladhara chakra. This Bindu point can be a 3-character type or just a red dot. Use the breathing method and sound humming method above. You hum the AH or MA sound and you inhale the air to blow the Bindu to fire it up. Image it as like a red charcoal fire and you blow to it to make the flame burning up. Then image this flame as Kundalini and the flame is going up with your breath to go into each chakra above the Bindu. Bindu does not move up, the flame does. The flame is lighting each chakra one after another to the top head chakra. There is a white Bindu in the top chakra with another complicated character that I would replace it just as a full moon. The red flame meets the white moon and the moon melt with white liquid going down to the chakras one after another, which is milking all the chakras all the way down to meet the red Bindu and the red flame blow up again. This cycle goes round again and again, and this is called the Kundalini visualization meditation. The flame is not Kundalini in the beginning. It is just your imagination. When this exercise goes on, the vision come true so that you will have Kundalini. This is proven by many people in Asia, Europe, and North America. Subtlest exercise. As we have said that Zen is trying for one step to the highest, and me goes step by step. The final goal of subtlest in me is not describable by language. You could feel it after you are illuminated. When you have Kundalini, you are still in the subtle layer, and there is no particular exercise to let you practice to become subtlest. Both Zen and me agree that Samadhi meditation is the way to subtlest, but this is really a do-nothing meditation. So if you still confusing about how so I do nothing, then, you can image your soul as melting into the universe for the meditation exercise. Or follow the Buddhist tantric karma and reincarnation religious doctrine to do your soul exercise or emotion and desires, etc. But this is very religion and already out of health practice. Chapter 6, Taoist Zhuan's Back to Nature Exercise. Tao, this Chinese character translating into English is nature. Some people say Tao is the way to nature. You go along this way to nature and the purpose is back to nature to become a part of nature again. First of all, we cannot just rely on some exercise to bring you to nature. Exercise is a tool, and the true idea is that you have to accept and follow this philosophy of calm your heart for abandon the desire to be rich and famous. We have talked about the philosophy of Tao above, and readers can review it in part 1 before reading the following exercise methods. This back to nature meditation method is from the book Zhuangzi, written by Zhuangzhou in about 300 to 350 BC. Laodan and Zhuangzhou are the two founders of Taoism. Laodan lived in about 500 to 600 BC and have written only one book with 5,000 word Tao Te Ching. The Taoism or Taoist is named after this book. As I have mentioned above that the Buddhism founder Sakyamuni was also lives in 600 BC, almost at the same time. But the Buddhist philosophy and Zenmi practice method were all written by his followers many years after him and preached out in various fictions, and you don't know what is he had said and what is just his follows made up. Therefore, when I describe Zenmi exercises, I have to your various book and talks and summary them together as in the above chapters. But for this Taoist exercise, it is simply written by the founder alone and by himself alone. So I can just describe simply and purely according to this original book. I am not going to translate Zhuangzi and just follow the idea of this book. I will say it in my own language and understanding. 1. Zhuang's do exercise. Zhuangzi said do is the key for your health and long life. And he recommended to use sound breath like HU, HIT, CHUI, XU to exhale the old dirty breath and inhale the new and fresh air into your body, your channels. Also, he recommended learning from the animals such as bear and bird to stretch your bones and tendon muscle, especially the spinal vertebrae, therefore to enhance your channels. In history, there are several very famous exercises were developed according to Zhuangzi. The 6 words breath and the 5 animals play are very popular in China today, and people believe that they are developed almost in Zhuangzi's time. The proofs were found in a tomb called Mawangdui. Some models of blowing air with HU, HIT, CHUI, XU mouth shape and over 40 stretch shape of man and woman illustrations were buried in that tomb 2,100 years ago. So it must be very popular in that ancient time. The exercises we are using today were passed down by a very famous legend Chinese medicine Dr. Hua Tuo in about 200 AD for almost 2,000 years. He had made them as a part of traditional Chinese medicine practice, so that Zhuangzhou's Taoist practice became popular health exercises. The exercise is simple. Use nose to inhale air long and slow, and then you mouth to exhale and say CHUI slowly, smoothly, and as long as possible to exhale all the air out of your lung. Each word can be repeated for 6 times. Chinese medicine believes that each of the 6 words can heal your inner organs respectively. It is CHUI for kidney, HU for stomach, KR for heart, XU for liver, SI for lung, and 11 for all other organs combined. Believe it works and visualize it when you do the exercise. This is the internal visualization I have mentioned before. Visualize your liver and heart and so on when you are breath with these words and imaging these organs are healed nicely. Picture these organs in a good shape, colorful and shining like some fresh fruits. If you are familiar with Chinese medicine or you are very interested with it, you can go one step further to visualize those organ systems related 12 normal channels and the connections of them to the organs with the breath in and out. Therefore, breath and wording is very simple, the complication and the effort are in the visualization. The 5 animals play is 5 sets of movements that follow the animal's shape and features. They are tiger, deer, bear, monkey, and bird. Each set follows one kind of animal's movement features such as run, jump, fight, etc. This is also very popular, and the best way to learn is just go to the internet to search for a video. You can follow the video to get familiar with the movements and then ally the breath and visualization like I have said many times in the above exercises. Any type of exercise must have breath and visualization methodologies to work together. One thing I want to mention is the stretch movement. This is not just simply stretch to work out your body shaping, but most importantly is to stretch your tendon muscle in the joint of your bones. When you do the stretch by following the animal move, you stretch almost all of your joints of your arms, fingers, legs, feet, and the 33 spinal vertebrae joist. The Chinese medicine believes that to physically pull the joint tendon muscles longer in your body can prolong your life, especially to stretch the spinal column longer. So that is the main purpose of the design of this exercise. The do exercise here in Chinese medicine is very similar to Nadi's chakras exercise in me in the above chapter. This 5 animas play is basically to stretch the vertebral joints, and the 6 words breathing is to breathe through channels and organ systems and the internal visualization. This similarity does not mean who copied from whom, since they are all developed at about the same time in 10,000 miles distance in ancient China and India. They are just proven to each other. 2. Zhuang's meditation. Zhuangzi said, concentrate your mind into your breath. First of all, listen to your breath with ears. Second, listen with mind. Third, listen with qi. You can listen to sound with ear, but ear can only hear physical sound. You can feel soundless or invisible state by mind, but mind can only feel the soundless and void universe. Imaging your breath connect to the whole universe, which is all virtual and empty with nothing but qi. So you can only listen to it by your qi. So that you shall lost all of your smartness and intelligence and forget your existence. My translation is not word to word and vary preciously with its meaning. It is my own understanding. His words were written with the ancient Chinese and very profound and abstruse that not everyone can grasp it. Some other people might translate them into other wordings or even different meanings. So if you are interested, you can read Zhuangzi by your own, which I fully recommend. In ancient China, qi does not only mean human qi as we mentioned above in the Chinese medicine theory, but also means the whole universe. The innate qi of universe is the creation's initial qi. I cannot say initial material since qi is not material, and I cannot say initial state because qi is stateless, and I do not want to use either energy or force here because before the creation of universe there is no such thing in force or energy, unless I call it God's force. But there was no such thing as God in ancient China. Also, the ancient Chinese said in the existing universe space there is full of qi. It is not air, because air does not exist in the deep universe. In this case it is similar to the ancient Greeks' ether. I can only say similar, not equal to. However, if you still believe in ether, then it is connect yourself to the whole universe in the ether state. Or by using today's physics concept, you are connecting your life field to the universe field. It doesn't matter scientifically correct or metaphysically correct, just make your best imagination to make you can the universe together to become one. This is the key point that our Taoist makes. So now come back to our exercise. You physically listen to your breath, then you mentally focus on your breath until in your mind there is nothing but breath. Your mind or consciousness is all empty with nothing but breath. Then after a while, maybe 1 second, maybe 10 hours or more, your mind is totally emptied with virtual. At that point the virtual mind and the virtual universe are mysteriously or metaphysically melt together. You are the universe and the universe is you, therefore you are not existing or the universe is not existing. This is the Zhuangzi meditation. This meditation is a do-nothing meditation. Do-nothing basically for comparison is not even do visualizations. The you and universe concept is neither a visualization nor imagination. It is so called by nature automatically. There is nothing you can do for this connection. So this exercise is tricky. But just try to do it with the breath exercise steps, and sooner or later you should be able to get into a mental state to understand what is completely empty. Before that, do not ask any question. This is not finished yet. Only forget yourself and melt into the universe as a starting point. Remember, we have discussed the human small universe and the human Yi-Chi and combine it into this methodology. The human Yi-Chi is for the initial life formulation and the universe Yi-Chi is for the initial universe creation. In principle they are the same. In principle is in the metaphysics principle of the human and universe originating. Metaphysics external Qi, this section is private, not for ordinary people. In this Taoism principle, Laozi said Tao produces 1, 1 produces 2, 2 produces 3 and 3 produces all of the materials things. It is everything is produced from nothing. This nothing is Tao. The Christian Bible says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Bible is not metaphysics, it is religion. Translated into metaphysics it becomes, in the beginning there was the Tao, and the Tao was with Qi, and the Tao is Qi. Yi-Chi, Yi is a Chinese character of one, the One. The One is the Word, the One is the Tao. Tao produces 1, 1 produces 2. The Yi Qi that we have said many times here is the one from the beginning and the one that produced everything in the whole universe. So after all, the Taoists in Song dynasty headed by a Taoist Zhou Chuji evolved this metaphysics into an exercise. Their theory is the final state of long life exercise is not to wake up humans' own innate Qi or Kundalini. This is the state they are exercise for. In this state a human's innate Qi can start to communicate to the true Yi Qi in the deep universe. The innate Qi is not Yi Qi. It is just a trace or some very vague remaining of Yi Qi in the creation time. Without it, human cannot communicate with Yi Qi. If you want to have Yi Qi, you must wake this innate Qi up. Thereafter, Yi Qi comes into you from the nowhere. And that is the final state of a human to reach his long life definition. Yi Qi is the one the Tao what produced from noting and created everything. You get Yi Qi, you get long life. In order to get Yi Qi you must wake up your innate Qi. In order to wake up innate Qi, you do the above Zhuangzi meditation to forget your existing and forget the universe existing. Now, there is no mistake and no misunderstanding of everything we have talked. This section is out of Chinese medicine category, it is metaphysics. Physics does not touch the life creation. Even though we say Chinese medicine is not materialism science, but is not metaphysics either, it is still within physics boundary. But Taoism is metaphysics. Buddhism is somewhat metaphysics, but before it really reaches to that layer, it slipped into religion. For example, the human life created by God in Christian religion, and that is not physics and metaphysics at all. The initial source of life is the innate Qi or Kundalini, that reaches the boundary of metaphysics, but it does not say there does the life come from. Then beyond that, Taoism says the life source innate Qi is coming from Yi Qi, the one that produced everything in the beginning and the one that coming from nothing. This is very deep metaphysics, while Buddhism did not go that far and said the life source is coming from reincarnation. This is as religious as from God. Even though you might want to say Taoism does not say anything or anything useful, it said something that equals to nothing. That is right, welcome to metaphysics. This is what it is called, metaphysics, from nothing. So you want to get nothing, therefore you can have something, and this something is to make you long life. It is very hard to understand. Yes, therefore it is easy to understand that life is from God. This is the human recognition history. If something is too hard to understand, go to God, which explains everything. But if you want to insist the long life philosophy, you cannot go to religion. Religion disallows you to think that way, and religion forbids you to hold your life in your own hand. So no matter how hard it is, you must try to go deep into metaphysics. Taoism, as I have said, is spiritualism and metaphysics philosophy. So when we are discussing Tao concept, we cannot always keep a scientific mind. I do not think there is one person who is strictly as stubbornly insist in material science and refuse to have one single second of thought to be metaphysics. We are only human. So sometimes you can give yourself a break to let go your imagination, to let your mind switch to some other kind of thinking process. One more metaphysics theory of external Qi is the psychic Qi. This is a fiction of Tao religion's practice. The exercise method is the same as the above, but it is not to connect to the great universe virtually, it is to connect to the emotion energy. As we have discussed in the above chapter for emotion energy, your own emotion energy before it is released is the inner Qi, and when you become emotional, for example get very angry or very happy, you are released this inner Qi to become external and released to the open world. In the atmosphere surround the world, it is full of this emotional energy as external Qi. So if you can do meditation to a level that you awaken this inner Qi as if you have awakened Kundalini or innate Qi within you, you reach the first level. Then, in this forget-me state or samadhi state, your inner Qi will connect to the external Qi and pull in this energy in the atmosphere, so you will gain energy to become your own Qi to double triple your Kundalini. This type of Taoist theory is truly tantric. Some call it soul exercise or spirit force exercise. It is not to say that eventually the practitioner can control his own emotion or other people's emotion, therefore use his spirit to attach people or control people like puppets. This is a side effect. The main purpose is to gain Qi for his own health and long life. So this chapter 1 will keep for myself, even if I want to release this book, erase this part. Chapter 6, the all-in-one Yujinjing.